All right, the Secret City Geek Lab, and Joey is going to talk about Borderlands.
Actually, Borderlands 2, the new DLC pack, the Psycho Pack.
All right, well, tell me about Borderlands 2. Give me a quick synopsis of what Borderlands 2
Borderlands 2 is a shooting RPG set in the distant future. You have a bunch of characters. You level them up.
Are you on Earth? Are you in?
You're in outer space on this planet called Pandora.
What is the goal in this game?
The goal, because it's a sequel, it's kind of going off the same goal as the last one. In the last game, Borderlands 1, you were promised to find this vault with treasures and riches, but you didn't find that vault. In Borderlands 2, you do find the vault.
Okay, that's your ultimate goal?
That's the ultimate goal, is to find the vault and get rich and powerful.
Okay, and what's the basic idea in terms of, you said you level up?
You level up, the more enemies kill, the bigger your guns become, the more powerful you can become, the more stuff you can do.
Okay, and is this purely a story game, or is
it's a very story-heavy game. It's for Xbox 360 and PS3, and for computer. It came out a while ago, but what's really cool what they do is they do a lot of DLC stuff.
And that's what we're here to talk about. Tell me about the
newest DLC. Well, it's called Psycho Pack, and for 800 Microsoft points, or about $10, you can download a new character to add to your roster. His name is Krieg, and he's a psycho, which means that he's a melee-based attacker. A lot of the original characters have based around certain kind of guns. For example, there's a sniper rifle character, there's a heavy machine gun character, but this one really doesn't have a certain kind of gun class. He's more of just brute force and melee and, blowing stuff up.
Okay, and in Borderlands, are you playing one character at a time?
Yeah, you play one character at a time, but if you get a couple friends together, you can have up to 4 players playing at the same time.
And you have a group of 4 going through this adventure.
Yeah, and if you have all the DLC, there's now 6 characters that you can choose from. This new one was Krieg, the Psycho.
Okay, and from a gameplay standpoint, is it harder, or I would hope that the story matches your.
Well, that's the thing. You're not. They're not changing the story by adding Krieg into this. They're just essentially adding a new player, and it may be because I've played through this game multiple times at this point that I wasn't blown away with Krieg. I think I still had a lot of fun with him. It was still cool to play as him. One of my favorite perks is in his skill tree. One of the branches you can take is called Hellfire, and that's where you can upgrade yourself by catching yourself on fire and causing a lot more damage.
Okay.
It's a very interesting idea, and you have some cool techniques. But overall, I was a little disappointed that this was essentially it.
Okay.
And another problem that a lot of people have was the fact that there's not a season pass. When you first got Borderlands, you could buy the season pass, and that means for about $15, you could get all the DLC. Which was a really good promise, but then Krieg came later, so you had to spend an extra $10 just to get this one character.
Okay. Now, from a gameplay standpoint, is the game now too easy for you, or is it still pretty challenging?
It's, of course, you're starting off at level 1 every time you make a new character, so it can be a little challenging at first, but once you get, 10 or 15 levels in, it seems to be kind of repetitive.
Which is good or bad?
It's not good, considering that you're now just adding a new character to do this with.
Okay. So you get to a certain point in the game.
Yeah, in the game, you're pretty much doing the same thing. There are DLCs where they add more storylines, but this is just simply one character, and I thought this character was mediocre at best. On a scale from 1 to 10, for the Borderlands 2 Psycho Pack DLC, I will give it a 6.